It may come as a bit of a surprise to some of you, or not, that Australia's taxpayer-funded broadcaster, the ABC, doesn't much like the new President of the United States, Donald Trump, although they can't openly say that. It is a legal requirement that they show objectivity and impartiality as set out in the ABC Act. A commitment to impartiality and objectivity is a fundamental principle separating journalism from activism. Isn't it interesting? For an organisation that is funded by all Australians, in this photo, I believe this is their Sydney office, I'm not sure when, can you see something missing? There's an Aboriginal flag, a Torres Strait Islander flag, but of course, no Australian flag. Is this objective and impartial behaviour? I'll let you decide that for yourself. Anyway, as part of their obligations of objectivity and impartiality, instead of openly saying Donald Trump is bad, they just get people on who say Donald Trump is bad, essentially. For example, in this one article from today, Donald Trump's executive order on gender is cruel. See how they've put cruel in quotes? US queer community says. So it wasn't the ABC saying that Donald Trump's actions were cruel, it was the queer community. I've noticed these are the tactics they use to navigate around the impartiality requirement. Alexander is a non-binary and transgender person living in the US. How does that work? I just don't know. So basically, as long as the ABC can find even a single person in the United States who is willing to say Donald Trump is cruel, then they can justify stating that in their headline, as long as it's in quotes. Your taxpayer money hard at work. Another quick example, Palestinian groups accuse Trump of advocating ethnic cleansing. Not the ABC, Palestinian groups. But the ABC have found a new way to promote their agenda by interviewing celebrities who share similar views. Case in point, American magician Penn Jillette. To be fair, as a kid, I liked watching Penn and Teller. I found their mix of magic, comedy, and skepticism rather entertaining. I also enjoyed their BS documentary series, where they debated many political topics and pseudo-scientific ideas and beliefs. I didn't always agree with them, but it was still fun to watch. Now the ABC is harnessing Penn's fame, I guess by spending your taxpayer money, and has recently published an interview with him. Chit Chat, Penn Jillette on Truth, working with Timothy Chalamet, and having Donald Trump for a boss. It seems an odd sort of thing to post to their news site, don't you think? When they said Donald Trump was his boss, they mean his on-screen boss on the Celebrity Apprentice TV show. On Truth, he told the ABC, "It's fascinating to me that finding even a definition of truth is very, very difficult, and now people with really unpleasant agendas have capitalized on that." Then the ABC asked, "Are you speaking of your former TV boss?" I hate to even say this word, but I know Trump and I don't believe he ever lies. A lie has respect for the truth in that it negates it. Bullshit is just anything that pops into your head, and it negates the whole idea of truth. He bullshits, which is worse. He has made no attempt to find out what's true and then negate it. He just says whatever he wants. That is much more dangerous. Once you've thrown out the idea there is an agreeable truth, I think we're done. They then ask, "I was going to say, how was it being in Australia while watching the inauguration?" I blocked it out completely. Many of my friends have just written to me saying, "Don't come back. It's not worth it. Just don't come back." If only I could just cut off ties with my children. As much as we laugh about this, I think I need to say that, as dire as you think the situation in the United States is, I believe it's that bad or worse. Because I know Trump. At one time, the New York Times printed a list of who Trump hated the most. I was number 7. To give you an idea, Hillary Clinton was number 8. Oh my, what did you do? This is not what I really did, but this is the funny version. I said his hair looked like cotton candy made of piss. It's really bad in the US, and it's totally beyond comprehension, because it's not just the US. This kind of crazy despot is catching on everywhere. And in their final question on hope, he gives the perfect ABC answer. I also think the more power you give to women, the less death and suffering there is. It's just always been true, and I do believe that arc always swings towards decency. So there you go. If you want to score an interview on our ABC, just criticise Trump and say good things about women. Simple, really.